Hello everyone and welcome back to the Perfunctionist channel. So Line 6 have just released their firmware update for their Helix products, firmware update 3.15. Now I'm a little bit late to the party, but hopefully in a cool way. You know, I'm not the person who turns up right as the party is scheduled to start. I was going to say I've chosen. I'm actually just a little bit late. But better late than never, and hopefully I'm turning up at a cool time to this party. And what a cool party it is. There's some really good features in this new firmware update. And in this video, I'm just going to explore some of them. I haven't had too long to play with them, but I wanted to get this video out soonish after the release. So I hope you enjoy, and let's check it out now. Actually, before we do that, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. All of that blah, blah, blah stuff that all YouTubers do. It does help grow the channel, does help with this channel, and ultimately, hopefully helps you guys as well. Anyway, enough of me yapping, let's get into some tones. So here is my layout on the Helix for the latest 3.15 firmware update. It's a little bit different from some of the other presets that I've created because I'm just demonstrating some of the different features on here. I didn't know you could do this thing here with a crunch. I'll talk about that in a second, actually. So this is something I've put together reasonably quickly. I've only kind of recently found out about this firmware update. So I've noticed other people on YouTube putting videos up about it, and I thought, oh, hold on, there's a firmware update. So I downloaded it, installed it, and I've checked it out a bit. And this is kind of my initial, not impressions, but just my initial build, just to check out some of the effects and some of the new features that it's got. I'm going to start with a non-tonal feature, shall we say, which is this thing I was pointing to earlier on here. So this is a snapshot, and I noticed watching one of John Cordy's videos that he had like a snapshot up here and just effects blocks everywhere else. And I thought, hold on a second, how did he do that? And I know you can reassign some of the buttons here. I've never really done that before until now, so I did figure out how to do that. Basically, you go into the control center. Was it control center? I think it is. And you can, this is all basically in stomp mode, as you can see here, the big stomp, and you can just reassign that to be a snapshot. And it's a bit confusing, because what I've done here, I'm using the Ventoux amp. That's going to be the amp we're going to use. That's one of the new ones, or is the new amp on the 3.15 update. And currently, despite what it says here, this is my clean snapshot. Now, I've only got two snapshots. I've got clean and I've got crunch. I thought I'd just keep it simple for this one. So maybe I'll make another one at some point using this amp, but this is my clean sound. You should be able to hear that dynamic room reverb. So normally I put a room reverb on. I like to do that. And they've got a new one. They've got dynamic room. So that's the dynamic room reverb. For me, it's very much a background thing. It's more of like a flavouring that you put on top. It's not really a feature as such. Just to give the sound a bit of space. Otherwise, as we've done before. So that's just there to add a bit of space. I'm not going through every single new feature here, but just some ones that I've tried and I've played with. The only thing that's not on there that's kind of old is the compressor. I've just used the red squeeze compressor, and for that bit you heard at the beginning in the intro, I used the looper there to kind of loop round, and I can add these effects one by one. And everything I use is on display here. So we've got the Ampeg Liquifier, which I believe is a bass effect. So it's a chorus effect. And I think it's for the bass, but I like it. I liked it. I tried it. I liked it. It sounds very watered down, which I kind of like. And we'll check that out in a bit. Heliosphere Delay, dynamic hall reverb. So kind of like we've got the new dynamic room reverb. We've got a new hall reverb as well, and a shimmer. About time, really. Yeah, I was looking forward to that one. That's very good. Anyway, let's check out some sounds. Oh, sorry. Back to this thing here. So what I've done here, I've managed to program this. This is the new feature I was trying to get at earlier on when I completely went off topic. So this feature here, you can't see the feature. I'll demonstrate it in a sec. But what you're able to do is essentially, I guess, stack your snapshots So this is we're currently on snapshot 1, as you can see here. So ignore that, ignore crunch, or 2 and crunch. We're on snapshot 1, as you heard. So I will press this to switch to snapshot 2. So yeah, so what's happening here is it's currently on snapshot 2, and I've assigned this to, when it's on snapshot 2, to go back to snapshot 1. Now it's on snapshot 1, I've assigned when it's in snapshot 1 to go to snapshot 2, so it kind of cycles round. You're cycling between. You can add more if you want. The only confusing thing is when you're on your clean sound, it says crunch there. So it just means that you have to remember that activates the crunch snapshot. When it goes to crunch, it says clean there. So that's to activate the clean snapshot. If that bothers you, you can rename your snapshots to be the other way around. Only thing is, if you're not using this feature, then, or if you're not in this preset, you might be confused because you click on clean and then you get a crunch sound, and vice versa. Right, let's check out some of these tones, and let's start with the chorus. So I said this sounded a bit watered down. I kind of like that. Some of the other choruses are very strong, which I like. But sometimes I want something there's a bit of chorus, but not that much. And I guess you could say you could turn the other ones down, but this one kind of did it from the start, so I kind of liked it, I thought. Alright, let's just jump to the Shimmer Reverb. Very nice, this one. So if you're not sure what a Shimmer Reverb does, as you just heard there, it kind of adds this nice sparkle on the top end of your sound, even if you're playing, like an E chord. Adds a nice sheen on the top there. It's yeah. So there's a few controls here, but let's just check out some more tones. Yeah, lovely. Got lost in that one. So I turned the dynamic hall reverb on kind of towards the end there. I kind of noticed that those gaps weren't being filled in by the room reverb, so I thought they need to be filled in by the hall reverb instead. So hopefully you caught that. If you're listening on headphones, you might have caught that. Have a little rewind and check it out if you did miss it. Let's move on. Let's go. Let's do a dynamic core reverb. So we turn that off. Turn that off. I might leave the red squeeze on. Oh, I can get lost in this all day. I bet this video is going to be longer than I expected because I'm just getting lost in the music. With that in mind, let's move on to the next one. So we've got our Heliosphere Delay. So the idea about this is that I'll turn all the reverbs off because what this does, this adds reverb to the delay trails. So here's it off. Here's it on. So you can hear the reverb on the delay. But the thing is, because it's on the delay, what happens is that that gap before the first delay comes in is dry. So I tend to have this with a bit of maybe hall reverb or some kind of other reverb to fill in for this. So there's reverb after the first hit that you make, the transient. Is that what it's called? The reverb's lush, but it's just not there at the beginning. So if I was to do this, there's reverb right from the start, and it sounds like on the Heliosphere that it is a dynamic. It's like a hall reverb, so it's probably the same reverb as that, but just added to the delays. All right, let's get ready to get lost again. So I'm going to keep the compressor on Heliosphere, and I'm going to keep that dynamic hall reverb on as well. Yeah, so lots of really great features if you're into that very ambient sound or worship music. It's really good stuff for that. So if I wanted to do this with some crunchier stuff, some dirtier sounds, watch this. I'm going to change snapshots, and I wish there was a way that you can have these independent of the snapshots. Someone actually asked me about this on my YouTube channel a few videos ago, and I unfortunately couldn't give him a very good answer. I don't think you can have these independent. If someone else knows if you can or not, please let me know, because I'd definitely like to know if that's possible. But when I go to the Crunch channel, they all turned off because I wasn't using them before. So I have to turn them back on again. Let's do some more distorted ambient stuff. Well, there you have it. That was my preset for the firmware update for 3.15. I've made a preset for it. I'm probably not going to upload it to the Custom Tone website. I don't think people need it just yet. It's just my little it just made it easier for me to do that video and just go through all the different effects that I decided to play with. There are more effects. I haven't gone through everything. There's a bunch more, some ones that I look forward to trying, and I can see some uses for them. I really like that stacking of the presets. That was really cool. I was hoping, because there's one of the features is there is a pad. If you've got a guitar with hot pickups in it and they're quite powerful, you can turn the pad on and it will kind of soften the impact of your hot pickups. But previously that was only available globally, so it was either on or not on. But now you can assign it to different presets. What I was hoping to do, and what I actually started doing and found out later on as I was doing it that I couldn't do it, was have them assignable to snapshots. Because what I ended up doing was using the other 8 snapshots that I don't usually use. So normally I'll have clean, pushed, crunch, and solo, and I was going to repeat that with the other 4 snapshots and just have the pad turned on for them, so I could switch between my 2 guitars live. I usually have that Strat that you saw that in the video and my Music Man, which has got slightly hotter pickups, noticeably hotter. And I was hoping to use it for that in case I wanted to change. If I broke a string, I can use the Music Man and just still have a sound that isn't too hot. Anyway, but that didn't work, unfortunately. So I don't know. Maybe we'll find that in the next update. Who knows? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was some really nice sounds in there, wasn't there? Very ambient stuff, a lot of ambient stuff, at least in the video that I've put together, and they seem to be the real main features of this update. Is that are some of those features. I love them. I'm going to be using them, so yeah, check them out yourself. It's really really good stuff. Really good. Some of these ones, especially the stacking thing of the snapshots, really good for. I can imagine doing that on the HX Stomp, which I do have. So maybe I should do a video on that as well. Shout out to Steve Stellacci, whose video I saw on doing that very same thing, which inspired me to kind of come up with my own way of doing it for my own needs. So yeah, good stuff, Steve. Love your channel. Anyway, I think that is it for the moment. Videos out every Wednesday. I will see you next Wednesday for some more. I do have some short videos out. I think, hopefully, if I've timed this right, there's been at least one that's come out recently on the channel. So hopefully check out some shorts. Is it going to be good for the channel? I don't know. Let's do it and find out. So yeah, check out my YouTube shorts. Only takes less than a minute, so yeah, why not? Anyway, have a good week, and I'll see you in next week's video.